Good morning everyone and welcome back. I've just shifted my herd of cows. Now I'm going to get the heifers. I'm just going to whack them on the feed pad for sort of like half an hour and then I'm going to run them up to the shed because we are teat sealing them today. The girls are coming at 12 to do that. They were in that paddock there but they've finished and now they are into this one. I actually came to shift them yesterday and there was one of these white-faced beef cows in with them, so it jumped the fence and then it jumped a hot fence too to get in, but it doesn't look like there's any in there today, which is handy. Come on then girlies, come on. They'll be alright on there for a little while. I'll just come and set this shed up. I opened everything up yesterday because the kids, I bring them up on their bikes and scooters and they can sort of race around. It's like a bit of a racetrack for them. Come through the sides of the pit there and they quite enjoy it. We don't have a lot of concrete at home and they like riding around on it because obviously it's easier than on the grass. I think I'll chuck these over there like so. Just gets the sort of droppers out of the way for them while they're standing there. That there too. Really only need to do the first 6 sets as we won't be loading anything past here. What I might do, I don't think I did it last year, but I did it the year before, was there's a gate sitting over at the shed over there and I actually put it in, sort of angled it in here because if I put the chain up across they can jump it because it's not real high and they do tend to do that. So I think I might do it again. I can't remember how I put it. Maybe like that. Maybe it was like that actually. A little bit of baling twine should keep it steady. Should hold. I've always used these chains in here. They are getting a little bit thin in places. That one's wearing out. I know you can get bars that go across and these are fine for most of the season. The only trouble we have is just with the new heifers. It would be quite nice having a bar or even lifting this up. Maybe if you could lift this up another, oh jeebus, I don't know, that much, it might help and stop them trying to jump over the front. They're not too bad. Certainly feels very nice to be dry though, and by that I mean we're not milking cows at the moment. We dried off almost a week ago, and that herd down on the flats there, that was the herd we dried off. They actually look all good. I did see one cow this morning that was walking a little bit slow, so I'm gonna have to draft her out, bring her up and just check for mastitis. Some cows do get it. It wasn't the ideal conditions when we dried them off. We had about, I think it was like 50 or 60 mils within those couple of days. You really want to be doing it when it's nice and dry so then they don't pick up stuff off the ground and it sort of lessens the chance of getting mastitis, but it just wasn't to be unfortunately this year. But yeah, they all look pretty good except for just one that I picked up on. But yeah, I'll have to bring her up at some stage. I'm just thinking, and I'm not quite sure what to do. What I was thinking is that I'd let them go and then they can trickle back down the race to the feed pad. They can all wait there and then once they're all there and at the end I can shift them onto their grass break. It should only take about maybe an hour and a quarter to an hour and a half, so we should be finished roughly just after 1. What I might do though is set up a break in here and they can just come, because they're going to be up this way anyway, they can come over to this annual which is ready to go. So this was in chicory, you can still see a bit of chicory in here, and it was the last paddock that we drilled into annual and it's ready to be grazed or ready to have its first grazing. So maybe I'll just go into here for a couple of hours and then they can go back down and onto their permanent grass break for tonight. It's not really long and it is quite thick down the bottom here, but I reckon it's ready to go. If you give it the hand pull, nothing's pulling and I don't want to let it get too long. So yeah, I'd like to graze it, so that's what I might do. I've actually got quite a few paddocks that need to be grazed at the moment. I've got quite a bit of grass, which sounds like a good thing, but I need to get it grazed off. Dad is currently over there, looks like he's setting up a break fence for his herd of cows, which are right here just above this paddock. They actually had a pretty good feed. They haven't been moved today, and they're certainly not bellowing out or looking too hungry, which is a good thing. But they will head over there and they will take that or nip the tops off it. It's one of the paddocks we undersowed. This paddock here was one of the paddocks we undersowed, and you can just see how sort of thick it is, like around the top here. So we need to get in, chew it off, because it is just shading out the new seed. And there's quite a few of these paddocks. There's 1, 2, 3. The paddock on top of the hill over there that got slug damage, that's ready to go. It is a good thing, but it's all sort of come ready at once. These paddocks just behind the hedge here were the annual, or it was maize paddock. It's already been grazed, that annual. That was the first stuff we did, and that is ready to go again as well. So there's probably like 15-20 hectares that needs a grazing now, really. And it actually good timing, because the next week sort of looks fine, so it's a good time to get on and do it. Actually, scratch that, it looked better last night when I was looking. It actually looks wet tomorrow now. But I'll get these girls up to the shed. It's almost 20 to 12. Sounds like a terrible problem to have though, I know, having too much grass, but I don't actually have too many paddocks that sort of look like this. I am a lot shorter than I thought I was going to be 10 days ago. I sort of had heaps of grass, and then it turned cold and everything slowed down, and I'm actually quite short now. All the paddocks with grass in them are the new grass ones that we undersowed or annual. It's 10-2, so they can't be too far away. But I thought I'd throw a question out there to any other farmers that are watching. So there's probably about 60 to 80 kilos different in weight range over this line of heifers. And what really interests me is just some of these smaller frame ones, like see that one compared to that one's just a little bit shorter. It looks a little bit smaller. It's probably not the best comparison. There's probably some others in here that are sort of smaller stature. But hopefully you sort of get what I mean. But I'm sort of wondering, like, it would be nice to have a real even line. Even Merv says he'd love to have a nice even line that all sort of weigh pretty similar. But is it the genetics that play the part, or is it the rearing of the calves early on? It's an interesting one. Maybe they are just small in stature or size. That's just the breeding that comes into it. Like, I did go and have a look at some, I think it was at the start of this season, on the 2 and 3 year olds of the previous seasons. And some of the smallest, or that when they came home they were the lightest, they produced the most that season, and some of the heavier ones, they didn't produce well at all. So yeah, I don't know. It is a really interesting one. And then some of the worst 2 year olds, or that produced the worst being a 2 year old, the following season as a 3 year old, they produced the highest. So I don't know. It's an interesting topic. And then I guess it all comes down to what they produce compared to their kilo of live weight as well. Like, that is an interesting metric to use. But yeah, interested to hear your thoughts, or if you could leave a comment, that'd be awesome. Into it, Teat sealing 2024. Eden, Kerry's out the other day, she's in the middle, and Melissa's back. This must be like 4th year? 3rd year maybe? Yeah, maybe 3rd year in a row. What we're going to do this year though is we've pulled one out over there because we think she's potentially empty. The girls thought there wasn't much of an udder there, so we're going to check her. Kerry's going to go through at the end and check the ones we pull out to see if they are, which I think is pretty handy. Come on. Come on. I was planning to give these tails a bit of a trim for them just to make it easier, but my machine was playing up a little bit. Here's all the dry cow. No, teat seal, sorry, not dry cow. And there's another one, we'll draft her out too. And she definitely looks empty, I reckon, just real hollowy. It's slabby a bit. Maybe that was the one that aborted. Hopefully the rest are in calf then. Or we don't pull any more out. We only really want 6s, that's about right. Oh, come on you. Come on you. Just doesn't want to move. It's got no tag in this one. Where is she? Oh. Just need to see what number you are and then I can order you one. 22, it's not that one. 16. Can't be 91, so it must be 16. I think that one's definitely empty. It was just getting rid of them before. Probably don't need to check it, but into mission. Must be roughly halfway through, if not a little bit more. 38. Oh, so that is about bang on halfway, just over. Now that all the culls are gone, I can order the new tags for these girls, which we can put on the neck, just whenever really. We also need to chuck the collars on at some point, which, I don't know, only takes really about 2 hours, so it's not too bad. But I'd like to put the ear tags in not on the same day that we collar, so we'll do the tags first, and then the collars. I think it'll work better this year. But yeah, the reason I don't order them is because if you've still got your cull tags, you don't know what tags you need to order. But yeah, need to whack that through now. The other one, or 9 in the last row, and then we are done. Well, actually not quite done, almost. Whatever is in calf here, we've drafted out 6. If anything's in calf, which I'm hoping 1 or 2 of them are, I think that one there is in calf. She just looks a little bit solid. But yeah, there's definitely probably 4 that are empty. She'll be empty, she'll be empty, that little one. That one, 56, she'll be empty. And then whatever is in calf out of them, we'll run them around and they'll get teat sealed. This is taking a while, Kerry, it can't be good. Empty. I thought that one might be in calf. Sweet, there's one that's in calf. Out you go. Be nice if one of these 2 were. 3, sorry. So she has been in calf?
I would be wondering if she had been, yeah. Just because they're not as teeny tiny.
Okay. But empty?
Empty.
Ooh, in calf. Blake.
No, she's empty.
Oh, she is empty? Sorry.
Disappointing.
At least to know.
Leave you on there from the
Yeah. And the last one, oh yeah, she'll be definitely empty, I reckon. I've run that one back around in with them. They've been done, so they are all teat sealed. That's actually really good. Vet checking them while they're here. 5 empties plus that one down there, number 63 I think it was, which is 6. So now it's just a question of, I guess, what I do with them. We normally carry a couple over, well not carry a couple over, but we normally have a couple of empties which we put in the freezer later on, so we sort of fatten them up through winter, and then yeah, they go for mince and sausages, or we take cuts of steak off them, or whatever. But we definitely don't need 5 of them. Plus we've got quite a lot of Wagyu at the moment, so yeah, I don't know, have to think about that one, whether we send them to the works, because carrying 5 through, that's a lot of, well not a lot, but that's mouths to feed that aren't going to produce anything. So it'd be kind of good just to get them off here as soon as, really. I got Dad to shoot away. He's moving the other herd, or the bigger herd. He's going to set it up so these heifers just can follow them straight out and they can go into their annual. It's definitely got that rainy feel about it. Kind of still. There's a little bit of wind, but it's that real weird feeling. That is awesome. Thanks, Melissa. Done for another year.
Yeah, how good.
And the rest of the team, sorry. Kerry and Eden too.
Yeah, I just did it on my own.
Yeah, no, that's good. I definitely rate it though, eh? It's, reckon you'd be game, not teat sealing? No, you're not game, but I definitely reckon it's paid dividends in the past, eh? Like, we don't get any mastitis in our heifers now compared to maybe some years it'd be 4 or 5 cases. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I just rate it highly. Heifers are happy, the bigger herd, they're on their annual break, and this is the herd that was in the paddock over there, or the smaller herd, so they're just on their way to their break now. Come on girls, come on! You can definitely see what I mean about it being a little bit long. It's definitely ready for a graze. It's falling over. Everything's going to be real well fed today going into this bit of rain tomorrow. I'm not sure how much we're going to get. I haven't actually looked yet. But I'm not going to leave anything where they are either. I'm going to have to come back and move all 3 of these herds. I just don't want to leave them on like this, which is that new grass, which I've spent the money undersowing it. I just don't want to compromise that and having it pugged or whatever, and then going back to sort of square one. So they'll get a good feed, and then we're going to go and stand them off on a permanent paddock where if they did make a bit of a mess, it's not quite so bad. So we want to look after the good stuff. Fast forward a couple of hours, I'm going to go and shift these cows off. I had a look at the weather forecast and it looks like there's actually quite a bit of rain coming in early morning around that sort of 3 o'clock, and it might be that old rain by 7, fine by 11. It might be fine sort of mid-morning to the rest of the day, but we'll get them off. I did think about leaving them on the annual. We're going to have a look. They have left quite a bit here. There's still a bit of feed here for them, probably giving them too much. I did contemplate just leaving them here and giving them the other break tomorrow. But if we do get quite a bit, like 20 mils, I just don't really want to leave them in here. So I'm going to go and put them back where they were today. Hopefully they come out of here. Come on, girls, come on. They're pretty content in here though. It's getting a little bit dark, a little bit hard to see, but these heifers cleaned up this break really good. I'm really happy with that. They've done a great job in there. That's pretty much going to have to wrap this video up. I think I'm losing daylight very quickly now. I seen on Facebook before that we're actually only 4 weeks out from our shortest day, or winter solstice I think it's called, which seems absolutely crazy. I'm going to have to double check that because it's only a month away. It is good though, if it is, because once we go past that, days are getting longer and summer is getting closer. So yeah, very interesting. Behind me though, you'll be able to see there is a load of rod and rock. I got Mace to bring in a load the other day. I need to go and spread that around some of the races. I've still got the scimitar trailer, which I'll give you a bit of an update on next time, but it was supposed to go, but I've still got it at the moment. But it's not going to make it real easy if it's wet this week either. So hopefully get a dry couple of days at some point I can go and do that. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.